that is light. Question number 1 is, suppose you are in a dark room. Can you see objects outside the room? Explain. So the answer is, light enables us to see. In a dark room, there is no light for reflection to take place. Hence, we can't see. However, objects outside the room are visible to us as some source of light is there. Question number 2 is, differentiate between regular and diffused reflection. Does diffused reflection mean the failure of laws of reflection? So the answer is, regular reflection, it occurs from the smooth surface, and diffused reflection, it occurs from rough surface. Regular reflection, image formation takes place, but in diffused, no image is formed. In regular reflection, reflected rays are parallel if incident rays are parallel, and in diffused reflection, reflected rays, they are scattered in different direction as shown in the diagram over here. So the examples for regular reflection are new stainless steel plate and standing water. And examples of diffused reflection are old stainless steel plate. You can see your picture blur in the plate, and the next one is flowing water. No, the diffused reflection does not mean the failure of laws of reflection, because laws, they work everywhere. They are same on regular, irregular and regular surface. Question number 3 is, mention against each of the following whether regular or diffused reflection will take place when a beam of light strikes. Justify your answer in each case. The A part is polished wooden table. So in this, it has a regular reflection because it has a smooth surface. So when the beam light reflects from it, a regular reflection will take place. The next one is chalk powder. So it has a diffused reflection. It has an irregular surface. So when the beam light reflects from it, a diffused reflection will take place. The next one is cardboard surface. So it has a diffused reflection because the surface is irregular. So when the beam light reflects from it, a diffused reflection will take place. The T part is marble floor with water spread over it. So it will have a regular reflection because it has a smooth surface. So when the beam light reflects from it, a regular reflection will take place. Next one is mirror. So it has a regular reflection because it has a smooth surface. So when the beam light reflects from it, a regular reflection will take place. The next one is piece of paper. It has a diffused reflection. It appears smooth, but it has a minor irregularities. So when the beam light reflects from it, a diffused reflection will take place. Question number 4 is, state the laws of reflection. So the answer is, there are two laws of reflection as mentioned below. The angle of incident is always equal to the angle of reflection. The incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. Question number 5 is, describe an activity to show that incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. So here is the activity for you to show that the incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. So materials required are plane mirror, holder, ray box, etc. The procedure is, fix a sheet of white paper a little beyond the edge of the board. Then place a plane mirror strip vertically to the paper using a stand. Throw light from a ray box on the mirror. Look at the reflected ray. Mark the incident ray, normal ray, and reflected ray. fold the paper which is beyond the edge of the board. You will observe that the reflected ray is not seen in the folded portion of the chart paper. Now bring the folded portion back to its original position. The reflected ray of light is again seen on the page. So here is the diagram for you, and the conclusion is the sheet on the board can be considered as a plane. The incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. Over here in this diagram you can see that this is the opened paper over here is there, and from the ray box when the light is thrown on the mirror, so this is the incident ray, and this is the normal ray, and this one is the reflected ray that is passing through the whole of the paper. But when the paper is folded over here, so what happens is this is the incident ray, and this middle one is the normal, and this one is the reflected ray. But when the paper is folded, the reflected ray that is not shown over here, so it does not appear when the paper is folded. So in this we conclude that incident, reflected ray and the normal at the point of incident lie in the same plane. Question number 6 is filling the blanks. A part is a person 1 meter in front of a plane mirror seems to be dash meter away from his image. So the answer is he will be 2 meter away from his image. इसमें क्या होता है, इसमें जो distance है वो double हो जाता है. ये 1 meter is front of the plane mirror and 1 meter is back of the mirror. Now the B part is, if you touch your left ear with the right hand in the front of a plane mirror, it would be seen in the mirror that your right ear is touched with the left. इसमें हमें उल्टा दिखता है. That is because of the lateral inversion. Left जो है वो हमें right hand दिखता है और जो right hand है वो हमें left hand दिखता है. Then the C part is, the size of the pupil becomes dash when you see in the dim light. तो size of pupil जो है ये बड़ा हो जाता है when you see in the dim light, क्योंकि amount of light which enters in our eye is very less, and to increase the amount of light the pupil expands, enabling us to see. The D part is, night birds have dash cones then rods in their eyes. Night birds वो होते हैं जिन्हें रात को दिखता है लेकिन इन्हें डे टाइम पे नहीं दिखता है, और ये कोन्स एंड रॉड्स जो हैं दे आर वेरी सेंसिटिव टू द लाइट. दे आर वेरी सेंसिटिव टू द लाइट, और जो ये कोन्स हैं दे आर सेंसिटिव टू द ब्राइट लाइट एंड द रॉड्स दे आर सेंसिटिव टू द डिम light. Question number 7 is, choose the correct option, that is angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. The options are always, sometimes, under special conditions and never. So the correct option is always. Question number 8 is, image formed by a plane mirror is virtual behind the mirror and enlarged. B1 is virtual behind the mirror and of the same size as the object. C is real at the surface of the mirror and enlarged, and the D part is real behind the mirror and of the same size as the object. So the correct option is B, that is virtual behind the mirror and of the same size as the object. Question number 9 is, describe the construction of kaleidoscope. So the answer is, it is a device based on the principles of multiple reflections. It consists of 3 long and narrow strips of rectangular plane mirrors, each about 15 cm long and 4 cm wide, and are inclined at an angle of 60 degrees to one another, forming prism. So this is fitted in a circular cardboard tube. One end of this tube is closed by a cardboard disc having a hole at its center. To the other end, touching the mirror's circular plain glass plate is fixed, on which broken pieces of colored bangles are placed. This end of the tube is closed by a ground glass plate. Here is the diagram of kaleidoscope for you. You can see over here, this is the prism, and this is the small opening is there on the cardboard, and this is the mirror that has been fixed over here, and you can see the small pieces of the bangles, and you will be able to see the different patterns of these small bangles that has been formed. Question number 10 is draw a labeled sketch of the human eye. So here is the diagram for you. You can see in this diagram, this is the cornea, that is the outer part of the eye, and this is the retina, that is the inner part of the eye, and below the cornea is the iris, and it is responsible for the color of the eye, and below the iris is the pupil, that is the small opening in the eye, and below that is the lens, and the function of lens is it focuses light on the back of the eye, that is the retina, and here is the fovea, and this is the optic nerve, and the function of optic nerve is the sensations felt by the nerve cells, they are transmitted to the brain through the optic nerve. Question number 11 is Gurmeet wanted to perform activity 16.8 using a laser torch. Her teacher advised her not to do so. Can you explain the basis of the teacher's advice? So the answer is her teacher advised her not to do so as too much of light like that of sun, a power lamp or a laser torch can injure the retina, because the intensity of the laser beam is very high and it carries a large amount of energy. Question number 12 is explain how you can take care of your eyes. So the answer is we can take care of our eyes by the following measures. One is proper light should be there. Insufficient light causes eye strain and headaches. If advised, use suitable spectacles. The next one is always sit straight while reading or writing. Normal distance should be maintained while reading. The next one is never look at the sun directly, as too much of light can damage the retina. And the last one is wash your eyes with the clean water frequently. Question number 13 is what is the angle of incident of a ray if the reflected ray is at an angle of 90 degree to the incident ray? So the answer is according to the law of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. But it is given that incident ray and the reflected ray, the angle is equal to 90 degree. So this incident ray and reflected ray, that is both are equal. So we have taken the reflected ray as the I over here, or you can take a vice versa, or you can take it R as an I, or you can take it I as an R. So that is I plus I is equal to 90 degree. So the two angle of I is equal to 90 degree, and when the this angle of incident ray, then this 90 degree divided by 2, you will get the 45 degree. So angle of incident ray will be 45 degrees. Question number 14 is how many images of a candle will be formed if it is placed between two parallel plane mirrors separated by 40 centimeter. So the answer is here mirrors are placed parallel to each other 40 centimeter apart. Therefore, infinite number of images will be formed. Question number 15 is two mirrors meet at the right angles. A ray of light is incident on one at an angle of 30 degrees as shown in figure 16.19. Draw the reflected ray from the second mirror. So this is you can see this angle is of 30 degree. So in this diagram you can see when the incident ray is 30 degree, so the reflected ray will be 30. This is the incident ray, this is the normal ray, and this is the reflected ray. So the this is 30. Then as you know that the incident ray and the this thing and the reflected ray, that is equal. So when this is 30 degree, so this will be 60 degree, and as we have given in the question that this angle is 90 degree. So that is 90 plus 60 is 150 degree, and we will apply over here the angle sum property, that is 180 degree. So 180 minus 150, that will be 30 degree. So when the reflected ray is, this one is 60 degree, so this ray that is reflected, that will be also be a 60 degree, and this is the incident ray, that will also be the 60 degree. So this will be this both will be 60 60, and this will be 30, and this will also be 30. Question number 16 is, Bhujo stands at A just on the side of a plane mirror as shown in figure. Can he see himself in the mirror? Also, can he see the image of object situated at P, Q and R? So the answer is, Bhujo cannot see his own image because he is not standing in front of the mirror, because mirror is from here and he is standing away from the mirror. However, he is able to see the objects at P and Q because the rays coming from P and Q are reflected by mirror and reach to his eye. So this is P and this is Q, and the rays that has been reflected from here is here at the point of A. So he can see the both, that is P and Q. The ray from the object R does not reflect and reach Bhujo, so he cannot see the object R. Question number 17 is, find out the position of the image of an object situated at A in the plane mirror in the figure given below. Can Paheli at B see this image? The next one is, can Bhujo at C see this image? And the D part is, when Paheli moves from B to C, where does the image of A move? So in this diagram, you can see the image of object at a position A will be formed behind the mirror. It will be at the same distance away from the mirror as the object is. Now the B part is, yes, Paheli can see the image of A because reflected ray from A will reach B. And in C also, yes, Bhujo can see the image of A because reflected ray from A will reach C. And the D part is, image of an object at A will not move as an object is not moving. Do like, share and subscribe my channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.